Let's see what we got. Alright, most wanted any percent, but we're gonna be playing with a Prologue M3. So that's gonna be like a 1.2 speedrun. It's gonna be all M3. Let me find... Actually, I think I have the save file. I mean, we could do all bosses, but it's kind of pointless. maybe I'll do an extra boss. Which means we are switching back to the 4x3 overlay. How fast can we beat most wanted when we have a Prologue car? Alright, we're gonna start it with the lap glitches, and then we're good to go. You ready? Yeah, the races are gonna be faster, but cop chases still have the same length. We're gonna save 10 minutes from not doing the prologue, so maybe I should have just started the prologue at like 9 minutes. Endgame will be slower. Not by much though. Like, I think that's gonna be barely visible. What would happen if you never lost your M3 in the beginning of the game? And let's assume Razor just built a replica of your car. Why is there no prologue? Because you can't have it. Like, you can change the car, but you can only do it after you've completed the prologue. Wow, it's so weird. It's so weird having a grippy car right now. Like, the Golf is never as grippy as this car in the beginning, so it's quite noticeable. I'm so used to the event being a certain way, and now it isn't. Yeah, late game is definitely gonna be harder. Honestly, it feels slow. Especially, I am so used to the late game M3 being used in races. Like, it's really not that fast. One of my favorite runs that we did in the past was a Junkman M3, and I think it also came with a turbo upgrade, so it was extra ridiculous. I wonder how the car is gonna do against the cops. Well, it is still faster than a stock Golf, so we should be able to beat the game, but I'm actually quite confident that it's gonna be slower than taking the Golf route and the Elise mix route. It's like a 50% car. It's really not that impressive. Dude, the only thing that is green is probably the first two bosses. Like, this should not interfere with getting the M3 at the end of the game. Although I found the cops during the race, it's probably gonna take longer than if I did it manually. I'm actually surprised how close this is performance-wise to like a starter Golf. It does look a lot better though. Man, gotta give it to Razor. He actually put some serious performance upgrades in this car. So Razor must have very special connections if he actually manages to upgrade this car, but we can't. So you know what I'm contemplating? I could cancel and just do the run again with the Junkman M3. I do have that save file as well. You want it to junk? Okay. Let's see where I put the save file. I kinda want to try out the street version too. It looks funny. So that's the Street M3. Yeah, the Street M3 is also, I think that one's actually faster. 416. So I think that's the developer version M3. So we can use this one. We can use this one, or we can use the other one. But that thing is also pretty damn fast, but not as fast. It's still very, very fast. But I think we should do it with the Street M3 for because it's even faster. Yeah, sure, this looks better because it's not the street version, but it's not as fast. And to be fair, I have not done a run yet with the Street M3. It's not too bad looking, but it does have a quite different feel to it. You know what I love about this car is like how crazy it lifts off the ground when you accelerate. And there's some torque. I think it actually is tuned as well. Oh yeah, it does come with a spoiler. It's important though, because you need that kind of crazy grip to have it alongside all that speed. So I think this is just straight up the developer M3 taken from the game files. It's a very, very different experience. This feels like you put the game to double speed. I mean, to be fair, you're gonna have cars, especially the Elise is super grippy and it does 370. But this car does more, accelerates faster, and still has the necessary grip, so, you know. You know, the hardest thing is gonna be burning all the NOS in time. Yeah, if I don't beat the world record with this car, I got busted way too much. Although I do think we're gonna have a pretty good time against cops too. I just used, you know, my showcase car in the race against Razor. This is my private M3. I usually bring it out to play when I get serious. And the plan's also gonna be to like use the speedrun strats to see if we can beat the game in the neighborhood of 3 hours. Was this car slow in the prologue? No. It's perfectly fine. I'm also thinking if there is anything I can do to speed this up even more. Like having such a fast car, if there's something I can skip or do instead because it's faster now. I think the car would look a little bit more attractive if you would put the M3 GTR spoiler on it. Oh, speeding tickets should be easy. No, I'm messing up the cop chase. Yeah, that 0 to 300 is like 3.8 seconds if I if I looked correctly just now. If I also hit the nose, so it's 3.8 seconds to 300. I do have to do the lap glitches, but I don't have to spend any time on upgrades. Let's see if I remember everything that needs to be done for the speedrun, but it shouldn't be too hard. I did a lot of speedrunning of Most Wanted recently, so I think we can get a legit speedrun here. 3 hours, let's try. Let's see if we can pull it off. Things the cop chases are a bit limited. I'm not driving 400, I feel uncomfortable. The Junkman Cross Corvette. Yeah, that thing went up to 500, but it was extremely hard to control. I remember at least one fun run that we had with Cross's Corvette. Like, it was so fast when I was turning, it flipped itself. And since the game has an auto balance system, it was just making a full flip and then it just continued. Like nothing happened. Imagine you get so much grip in a corner, car flips and it just keeps going. Especially the events that are a straight line are gonna be way faster. I bet there's some events that would be faster in this car, simply because it's so fast in a straight line. Alright, it always comes down to the average speed and how long the event itself is. Like average speed and how many kilometers. Then you could calculate what the best races would be for this car. I'm already maxed out. I need more, I need a better gearbox. When 416 is not enough. Oh yeah, that's a fast test. That's world record pace. This car has the weight of a Rhino. Really? So it's gonna be insane against the cops as well then. Ooh, you can be too fast and actually get stuck on a higher level there. I was very close too. So if you're wondering, this is the legit world record route used 20% speedrunning just with a bonkers car. The question is always where do you NOS efficiently? Since this car can utilize the NOS nearly everywhere. This game's sped up? No, the car is that fast. The car is actually that fast. The other thing is, since I'm not upgrading, my muscle memory is a bit different. So I basically have to think always, okay, what would I do if I just upgraded my car? Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. Gotta say, the adrenaline is definitely higher with the Street M3. We actually need don't die. We need 2 roadblocks in this chapter. Usually you find one in condition 3, but you should also get one in condition 2 to make it a bit more quickly. Don't think the game wants to give us a condition 2 roadblock, but see the backup time on the bottom. The idea is to trigger the backup once you're at condition 3. This actually did not lead to much of a time loss, simply because we have so much bounty that we can avoid getting the second roadblock. But you see why you want to get a roadblock in condition 2, so you only need to find one more in condition 3. It's running so stupid fast. Usually I'm happy if I get Baron below 1 hour. So, jewels, as I said, I need a lap glitch and 1 speed trap. We actually might skip a second speed trap too, but that depends. Man, if I'm below 400 it feels slow. I just hit a 374, which is above the max speed of the lease. The faster you drive in here, I think the faster the cops actually manage to catch you. Like, the earlier they realize how they have to drive to actually follow you. So we want 4 roadblocks. 6 is always very hard to do. You gotta get a little bit lucky on the spawns for the roadblocks, but 4 is usually doable. You know what it would be? I think it would be a good idea to create a fun category though, you know, where you don't have to go through the slow golf in the beginning, you just have a tuned car. That's a lot of bounty. Not only is this thing super fast, it actually has a lot of weight. I do wonder how much extra time it added just using the speed breaker there all the time. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to flip them if you're not in speed breaker mode. Then I make this race here and I save like 16 seconds on it, which is kind of nice. But the game never expected you to reach any of these points so quickly. So I do wonder how the game handles the cop spawns when you're moving so quickly. I don't think the cops have any voice lines for 400 kilometers per hour though. Wait, what happened to this guy? Oh, I got hit by an NPC. I was like, how did he fly? Okay, since we are already so far into it, might as well get the milestone for 7 minutes. Because if I don't get it, I have to do a speed trap, which would take just as long as just going on here, getting a bit more bounty, and that extra milestone. A little tricky. But it worked, because the thing's so fast. This is the developer M3. This was used for testing. Assumingly the developers just wanted a fast car to test drive the tracks to see if it works. Right? Like you're gonna beat everything much faster in this car, obviously, so testing it's not gonna take as long. Also, you're probably gonna test the game's code a little bit, what does the frame rate look like when you're going really fast, that kind of stuff. It always comes down to like how long are you gonna be moving at top speed. Pretty cool feeling playing Most Wanted at 400 plus. Trackmania full speed vibes with this car. I'm not sure if the handling isn't slightly worse than the Elise, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Definitely beats it in acceleration and top speed. On ball, the game crashes, but you can skip the markers. Same way. You click on the very right, and then you don't even get to choose a single marker. To no one's surprise, this beats the world record by 20 minutes or so. Car's a bit broken, even with a few hiccups here and there. The thing is, this is fairly close to what you can reach because you have like the Lotus Elise that can do 371, right? That's pretty close. Okay, I think it's possible. I think we can get us up 3 hours. Hey, if we pull this off, I can officially say that I beat Most Wanted in less than 3 hours. That's actually a first, man. This is actually the fastest I will ever have beaten Most Wanted. With the new strats, with the new route and this car, this will be the fastest Most Wanted run I've ever done in my life. So let's do it. I got 4.5 minutes to do the final escape. Time to downgrade. Oh, it's gonna feel slow. Not only is it gonna feel slow, it also has terrible handling. Oh, the game is back to normal game speeds. It's not melting my face. I just took the newest route available to me with a broken developer's car that actually exists in the game code. I think the only thing that was changed is they added a spoiler to the car, so it has aerodynamics +5 now and is even more grippy. But hey, it can beat the game in sub 3 hours. If you consider the fact that the prologue has to be skipped for, you know, a save file car to work. Alright, first try, let's go. Did it. That's the only thing that would have lost me time if I messed it up. Maybe in the next few years somebody's gonna find a new glitch that actually brings Most Wanted below 3 hours. Mom, get the camera. Sub 3 hours, it's coming. Yeah. This is actually the fastest Most Wanted run I have ever done. Playing the game since 2005, what is that? 18 years and 6 years of speedrunning. This is the fastest I have ever completed the Most Wanted. It was a broken car with the newest speedrunning route, but damn. I would actually think that nobody beat this game in this time yet, because they haven't had this car. I genuinely argue that this is the fastest anyone has ever beaten Most Wanted, because they didn't use that car. A world record with no competition. Feels good, man.